Yo.
What up? What up?
Ooh, look at us starting on the day we got here. Let's fucking
go.
Let's fucking go.
I kept the promise.
Is that that just means we got 2 hours to do it.
That's right.
That's
damn right.
We about to do a Rogan.
Oh shit, man! I got a lot of credit for being able to do
4 times
3 hours.
a week, 3 hours.
Oh man, that dude's my idol, man. But yeah, I don't know if I can talk that much.
Yeah, shout out Rogan, man. I can.
Yo, welcome back, everybody, to the Carbon Footprint Podcast. He is Juan and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. Hit him with the deliciousness of the day.
Ooh, we making shit up this week, man. We got the smoked blueberry mule did this week. Just concocted a couple things together with some mezcal and some blueberries. So a copper mug filled with ice, 2 ounces of mezcal. We did the Casamigos mezcal today, which I like the Casamigos one. I don't know that I've had many bad mezcals. So yeah, I'm trying to think of.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not super experienced in mezcal, but I haven't had too many like bad mezcal.
And typically we mix that with like a tequila.
Yeah.
But today is just that.
It's just straight up mezcal. So 2 ounces of the mezcal.
What is mezcal?
I think it's basically tequila.
Is it tequila?
It's like what do we want to call that? I think it's made from. There's like a one difference or something in it. I should know this because I've looked this up before. But there's like one thing that distinguishes like the mezcal from tequila. I don't want to say it's a specific region. I could be wrong. It could say it on the bottle.
That's all right.
Yeah, there's like one thing that distinguishes it, and I can't remember.
Just buy the mezcal.
Buy the mezcal. It's delicious. I like it because it's smoky.
Yeah. I hit him with the recipe.
Yeah, so 2 ounces of mezcal, 3/4 ounce of freshly squeezed lime juice, 1 ounce of blueberry syrup or freshly squeezed like blueberry juice that you make. Just muddle a bunch of blueberries together. I use the blueberry syrup.
Oh, I didn't think about the fucking muddling the blueberries.
Yeah, you could just make a bunch of blueberries, muddle it, as long as you can get half an ounce of that in there, and then top off with ginger beer, which we did the cans of the Fever Tree. That was about 5 ounces, and it used 1 can for each drink. On this sort of
those cans are perfect, by the way.
Phenomenal. Yeah. I highly recommend just get the small Fever Tree, the cases with the cans. So yeah, 2 ounces mezcal, 3/4 ounce lime juice, 1 ounce or a half an ounce of blueberry syrup, and then top off with the ginger beer, and then garnished it with a dehydrated lime and some blueberries. And I like the blueberries sitting in there for a while too. Having them afterwards makes it taste good. So it's amazing. The lime, the dehydrated lime adds a nice little smell to it. I like it. This again, simple, and I always have mezcal on deck, so it's just like a different way to.
Yeah, and this one hits. And folks, if you don't have the copper mugs, there's something.
Don't make it. Don't ruin it.
There's something different about the mules. Like there's just something different, man. With those copper mugs, this shit makes a difference.
It really does, man.
All right, man. Carbon footprint this week is going out to 2 cities, LA and New York, for their role in gentrification.
Is that why they set LA on fire?
Yep. LA is smoking motherfuckers out, and New York is costing motherfuckers out.
Wait. Is the part that's on fire for LA right now? Is this the broke people or is this Malibu again?
I don't think it matters, man, because think about it, bro. If you're not broke, you got insurance.
True. Everybody else got to go.
Yeah, everybody else got to go. Dude, I looked at this stuff, man, and listen, and there's a lot of people in LA, you know, going through these fires. These fires are crazy right now, man. Yeah. It's 12,000 acres so far, bro.
That's insane.
And then those Santa Ana winds are blowing, which is like they're like hurricane force winds, like 100-mile-an-hour winds.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the fire is like it was like 3,000 acres, and then it went to like 10 in like a day or whatever the fuck it is. But it's destroyed at least 1,000 homes and businesses so far, and it's already the most destructive fire in LA history.
That's wild, man. That's insane. Do you think, bro, this year has been fucking rough for liberals? You think God just hates them?
Oh, and the other thing too, man, is speaking of liberals, right? Fucking so LA
it's
is
the first time I've ever used that word in a sentence, I think.
They're out of water. because they've made some like bad moves to like, I don't know, like to protect some like endangered fish and probably some other things
some
too.
Land. Yeah. LA actually, they always talk about LA is what do you call it, in a drought, and they don't have water. That's actually not true. It's just that they won't open up a specific path because of what you were just saying to protect certain wildlife or something.
Yeah.
And there's ways to do it. They just won't. So they signed this stuff. So it's almost to their detriment. They just go through these long periods of drought where if they just did this, they would be fine. It actually has nothing to do with the rain because the way they get water is from it's some weird.
So they're just like not allowing water to run down.
They're just not allowing water to run down a specific point that would just get there because they've like, man, I'm gonna get this wrong, but they sort of like dammed it off or what?
Right, no, makes sense.
Yeah. It's do your own research, people. But it has something to do. I guess long story short is the drought has nothing to do with it. They could easily get water there that they just basically shut their access off to. The state of California has. The first thing I thought of with this too was like, maybe this is how you fix San Francisco. Anybody thought about setting that place on fire? Is it too wet?
They haven't figured it out yet.
Around San Francisco, they haven't figured out just
gasoline, motherfuckers. Gasoline. The shit will light up real quick.
Yeah, just start handing out like the little canteens of gas to all the homeless people. It'll take care of itself.
Dude, here's the other thing, man. And I go in true fucking, and I gotta just say American, man, because I can't speak for other countries. In true American fashion, the betting site Poly Market, I've never heard of it.
Okay.
But Poly Market, one of these betting sites, has people betting on the odds of these wildfires.
Okay, wait, I want in. What's this?
So
tell me what the odds are.
I don't know what the odds are, man.
Odds at what? How many acres?
Oh, no. Fucking like the bets range from whether the wildfires will be contained by Friday to whether like the fires will fucking like continue on for X amount of days. It's just shit like that.
Yo, let's place a bet on the pod right now. Yo. We're fucking assholes because we're betting on people's like hot lives being completely decimated and destroyed.
Dude, you know what I saw too, man? I saw some of the footage.
I love humans.
And I go, so I saw like obviously homes like completely burned down, right? But why the two cars in the driveway got to be burnt too? You couldn't drive them bitches away? Like when you got the evacuation, you couldn't fucking haul ass?
The help left.
With everybody?
The help left, so the one that was there.
Dude. I'm telling you, man. And then, so that's L.A. In New York, they basically like input these like any driver entering the city below. So this is in Manhattan.
Okay.
Any drivers entering the city below 60th Street will now have to pay a $9 fee
to be in
like to go to downtown Manhattan.
Go to downtown Manhattan.
Dude, that's crazy.
It is, but I will say, not the first major city in the world to do that. London, you have to do something similar to drive inside the London like city limits.
Really?
And it's expensive. It's not cheap. Look up the London toll or whatever it is to drive. That's why you see very few cars in London. It's already congested. I shouldn't say you see few cars. It's super congested, but a lot of the people take they drive to the outskirts, like the villages on the outskirts, and then they take the subway in to avoid paying. I want to say it's like £30 a day or something like that. So if you work there, it's so expensive and so out of reach.
So it says 15 pounds if paid in advance, or on the same day $17.50.
Okay, so that's this will be $20 and then $23 per day to drive inside of the city. Yeah,
but some of the things that I was seeing, I don't have it in front of me, but it was like, it sort of had a map of all of the bridges that kind of come into Manhattan.
Yeah.
And dude, some of them was like, if you had to work there, you'd pay like $60 a day.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because the George Washington Bridge is already expensive to get into the city.
It's crazy, dude. It's kind of it's not kind of crazy, man. Like, I'm not paying $60 a day to fucking travel to work, bro.
I think
maybe somebody is, right?
No, yeah, for sure. If you work in Manhattan, depending on what you do,
depending on what you do,
and then also, does this cost get just passed on to employers? Because very few of your employees work in Manhattan, right? So now, to your point, you have to incentivize people to go. So you're either remote or I have to cover, like most people, like we know a lot of people that work in the city. A lot of employers cover your subway pass or your bus pass or
I had
that
no
sort
idea.
of, yeah, they'll cover parking. They'll do that sort of thing. Like, because you kind of have to, like, otherwise your talent pool becomes very small. So I think as a perk for a lot of these places, they pay for parking, they pay for your subway, your monthly subway pass, or they give you like a stipend towards travel.
Gotcha.
So I wonder if really the people that'll suffer from this are, like the big companies that already or are they like, yo, fuck it, that's a you problem, you got to pay to come? Because then how many people just go, like, to your point, yeah, I can't go be a cashier in Manhattan if I got to go spend $30 a day to get in,
right,
or $60 a day or whatever. Like, sorry, and then how many people? Manhattan's already expensive to live in, so it's
it's crazy, bro.
And maybe it's not a big issue because a lot of people just take public transportation there anyway. So really, the only people it affects is the people who live outside of the city.
But that's the other thing, man. So like as of late, there's been a lot of crazy shit happening, on the transit systems. Mm-hmm. And so the city itself is like the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, the MTA. They're saying that they're claiming that the tolls are necessary to reduce pollution caused by gridlock and to raise $15 billion for mass transit upgrades.
Set it on fire, bro. Yep.
You got it wrong, bitch.
You got it wrong.
Check out LA.
5 years from now, LA, vastly different city. Economy's gonna be booming.
Dude, you wonder, man. Like again, this is not. I don't think that the fires are started. I don't think it's any of this stuff is sort of intentional. But the New York thing, man. I will say this before I say this thing. Like, what the fuck is it? I had a note here. 51% of New Yorkers opposed the tax, and it still gets passed.
So what is their rule?
How the fuck does that happen?
So what's their rule about when it can pass then?
Yeah, because like ours when we had the voting shit, right? Maybe nobody fucking voted on it, bro.
50,
can that happen?
I was gonna say, is that even possible?
I don't know. Can that happen, or do you just need like 40%?
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, I don't know.
They said 51% of New Yorkers opposed the tax. Damn. Yeah, dude. So 51%, bro. But like I said, it's still passed. I saw something recently, man, where it was like congressional laws where they were just like, hey, like even if 100% of Americans believe or like would vote on something,
yeah,
there's only like a 30% chance that shit gets passed, and it's an equal percentage for Americans that so like if there's 100% that don't want it, and it's all because like. Corporations have have the money, have the power, have the influence.
Lobbyists, basically.
Yes.
The lobby. Yeah. We do have a very, because we have a fucking horrible political system to complain about, but it's also the best political system in the world. And so like we have the best version of the worst thing. Does that make sense? You know, like
I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, because like because you look at that and you go, I don't know what the solution is. I can't point to a place that has it right. So like the experiment that is our political system it needs a major overhaul, but it's still better than everyone else's political system around the world. I think. I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about it.
Yeah, right. Like I'm saying, I don't, like we'll complain all the time, but we also don't really have great examples. Like other than, like we all assume like, oh, but the Netherlands is an amazing place to live in. It's like, sure, but I don't know shit about, politics in the Netherlands. And
right. And I'm sure there's plenty of people in the Netherlands that probably don't like their political system.
Yeah. And they're a democracy or whatever. And so I'm sure, whatever, they have a good system, but I'm sure there's plenty of people that hate it and have complaints that it's not perfect, right? And so like we have a sort of a system that's the people get a say, but unfortunately,
but do we?
Right, but it's not right. But it's not the right people, or so we think. Right? It's like the people get a say, but it's the people with power, the people who've the deep state, whatever you want to call it. Whether like it's just like a subset. So yeah, I don't know. It's funny, man, because like I fucking hate our political system, but I also don't. I don't know what you would replace it with, right? Because absolute power corrupts. I don't care who you are, right? Like, so you don't want that. So it's just, and it's inevitable in any system, right? Like, I like to my. I always think like you got to go term limits. You got to go
with everything, with Congress,
everything,
Senate,
with senators,
like,
Congress.
right,
Everybody should be allowed 2 terms. Like, and there should be a fucking age limit, and whatever. Like, if we have a minimum, there should be a max. Like, it's bizarre, and there's like a lot of things you could change to overhaul it. Does it fix the system? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, because the other part of this, right? Like, to play devil's advocate, even to my term limits, like argument is, then do you only get? Then if you can't be a career senator, let's say, do you discourage bright minds from doing it because it can't be a career? And so now they're like, well, I'm out of a job in 10 years or 8 years or 12 years or whatever it is. I think it's 6-year terms, right? So in 12 years, I'm out of a job. Now I got to go find something, but I've only been a senator for this amount of time and I got to go back into the job market. And so do you discourage people from joining? But then if you do join, then you go, how do I maximize this time that I have here for my own benefit?
Right.
And so then you're just back in the same place you started, where it's like, I don't know, if I was making arguments for the other side, I could easily see that. Like, yeah, so I don't know what the solution is, but I think setting cities on fire is a good place to start. Fuck it.
Do you wonder, man, like, I think it's these kind of things that force people out. You know what I mean? I do.
Yeah.
Not whether it's intentional or not, right? Or you just go, like, if you're in LA, not everybody by any means, but you'll get a select group of people that'll just go like, I've seen enough of these fucking fires.
Like, I'm out.
No different than hurricanes here in
sure.
Florida, right? There's people that go like, yeah, fuck this place.
No, but fires are kind of fucking scarier, I think, to an extent, because
agreed.
Yeah, like hurricanes, you can see it coming, you can prepare, there ain't shit you can do about a fire. I mean, I know they sell systems, like sprinkler systems and all that for your house, bro. But if a fire's engulfing the neighborhood, you're fucked. Like, I don't care how much water you have or what systems you have. Yeah. And it's catastrophic. Like, your house gets on fire, it's done. With hurricanes, you're like, oh, I might have lost it. Unless you get a catastrophic hurricane. But, like, for the most part, you survive hurricanes like your homes do.
Unless it's like a category, a really strong category 4 or 5,
or you get
coast.
Yeah. I'm surprised I haven't heard any religious quacks talk about. I mean, maybe I haven't. I'm not paying attention.
End of times.
Yeah. Because remember, it was like when New Orleans happened. It was like, dude, I'm fucking, the Lord drowning, the sinners. And then, they always say like, next time it's gonna end by fire. Maybe this is it. Like, I've always heard that.
Then they just fix the levees.
Yeah. Like, nah, we fucked up engineering wise. Turns out it wasn't the Lord at all.
Oh, that was the mistake.
Yeah, it turns out fucking Skeeter in 1942 had a design flaw in his schematic. It's like...
So yeah, man, we'll see. Good luck. We keeping. We joke around on here, man. But the folks in LA and feel for you guys and thoughts and prayers with those folks. Get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, and San Fran, you're on notice.
Dude, what's going on? What's going on with Canada, man? Canada and your boy Trump. What's
Canada about to be the 51st state, bro. You heard
Uncle Donnie
talk about Canada about to be the 51st state.
I saw some of that, but I didn't see like what was his. Now I saw that
trolling. Yeah,
the guy stepped down.
Yeah, Trudeau stepped down.
He stepped down after Trump was fucking with him.
Yeah. I don't know enough about what's happening in Canada, I feel like, to speak about it intelligently, but evidently there's a lot of shit going on right now with they're very much like, I guess, censorship of free speech lately.
Oh,
and they've been doing all these like super, I guess, repressive policies and things that have happened, like, I guess, since COVID to now. Mm-hmm. And again, I don't know enough about it, I feel like, to speak about it intelligently, but I do know there's been like some turmoil there politically, which is usually not the case, or maybe we just don't give a fuck, so we're not paying attention. But Canada always seems like such a chill, like, right. They're just so chill. They're just
they don't fight anybody.
They're trying to survive. They're like, it's fucking cold. Like, it's just So anyway, there's been all this shit going on there lately, and so a lot of the people have been wanting to move out of there, but it's very restrictive if you're a rich person that lives in Canada to get out, and it's difficult. So anyway, they've been going through all this, and so I think then Trump now is kind of trolling them, like, hey, we'll take you on. It's 50. I think it was just
he's serious to him, bro.
No, I'm sure, but I think it was him fucking trolling because Trudeau stepped down or was stepping, or was getting ready to.
I was gonna say, it was before.
But I think he's just fucking with them, and so people took it seriously. Because then I saw, like, of course, people want to be like, well, why the fuck wouldn't you invite Mexico in if you're inviting Canada? And, like, what's the?
I saw that.
Yeah,
it was like
we know why.
It was like if you include Mexico, it'd be be like, the new country has come.
Yeah. God damn it! I want to see this happen now. Oh, imagine on a map, you just look. Oh, Trump. Never asked you for anything, bro.
So with him, I mean, he's talking about trying to get Greenland.
Yeah.
Which is owned by Denmark.
Yeah. I think
is that correct?
You might be right. I think it is one of those.
So Greenland, and then also talking about taking back the Panama Canal.
Yeah, which that one's not going to happen.
Who's in charge of that shit now?
China, bro.
They
China's
are?
going to be like, yeah, hey, take the canal back. Yeah, you're right. Kingdom of Denmark. It's an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark.
Right, they have like their own sort of president and prime minister, whatever the fuck.
But but they're like almost like a commonwealth, I guess, or whatever. But yeah, so yeah, you're right, Denmark. Which that one seems more realistic to me than like if anything could happen. Canada? I could see like, the Canada thing's never gonna happen. But I could see the Greenland thing being like a real thing, like us buying that territory from them or something, like from Denmark. Because I don't know. First off, you ever heard of anybody vacationing in Greenland or doing anything in Greenland or doing? Yeah, like so. I don't know that they're getting use out of that place, right?
Bro, not for nothing, bro. I kind of figured there were people that lived there, but then the other side of me was just like, yo, maybe it's like, maybe it's equivalent to sort of like really like northern Canada.
Bro, there's more people in Orlando than there
nomads.
is in Greenland. I bet you there's population of Greenland. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Look it up.
I bet you there's more people in Orlando than there is in Greenland. The population of Greenland is 56,865 as of 2023.
The whole place?
Yeah, there's more people in my neighborhood than Greenland's like fucking square miles is the size of
more people watching the Magic the other day.
Yeah. That's like California size, right? Like Greenland is half of, or no, it's probably just as big as California, right?
If the entire country of Greenland went to like an Ohio State or Michigan game, they'd only fill half the stadium.
Yeah, fucking losers.
Give up
the nicest people
give up
ever.
The goods, bitch.
Yeah, do they? Yeah, don't pay for that shit. Just take it. Yo, you know what would be fire if they let us vote on which places to invade? Like in the elections. You know what I'm saying?
We have an emergency election.
Yeah, we have emergency and just be like, yo, we're thinking about invading and then just throw up. Don't make it a yes or no. Throw up 4 places and we gotta pick which
it's fucking Greenland, Canada, Mexico, and
we don't want
the Panama and the Panama Canal.
And the Panama Canal. Yeah, we're gonna lose the invasion of Mexico. Actually, no, we won't. Because we're just fucking...
No, man. They let people just walk through there and come to us.
Yeah, that's true. But but like, you are allowed to come to this side if you join the fight. Oh, fuck.
Oh, shit, man. Yo, did you see this shit? This fucking, this lawsuit. There's a lawsuit against Fox. And I saw this was reported by Front Office Sports. 14 counts of sexual battery.
Damn. Well, Fox is always. Is this Rupert again? Fox is always getting hit with some shit.
So there's 3 people named in this lawsuit, and it's 2 TV personalities and a VP. So you got Skip Bayless, and Joy Taylor.
Okay.
Yeah. And then there's one of the VPs, Charlie Dixon. So it's filed by a hairstylist that they employed.
Okay. What's Charlie Dixon look like?
Nushin Faraji.
Okay.
I probably butchered that name.
The black chick.
I'm guessing Middle Eastern, Persian. I don't know. I don't know. I saw a picture of her. She doesn't look like that, but by that name, I would imagine so.
Gotcha.
So she filed this lawsuit, and allegedly she talked about Dixon, who's the VP.
Yeah.
Grabbed her ass at a party. She was friends with Joy Taylor at the time, and like told Joy about it, and Joy basically was like, "Yo, get over it, like stop it, get over it."
That's kind of what happens. And
Skip Bayless was allegedly, like giving her like long hugs and kisses on the cheek, and then apparently offered her 1.5 mil to sleep with her. Now she kept basically like saying no. Skip was married or is married. I don't know the situation right now, but at least when this was going on, He was married, right? So she's kind of suing for this, right?
I need to see a picture of her, bro. $1.5 million.
Put it up.
Put the picture up.
Put it up. It's her name is Noushin. That's the first name.
Oh, I got it. For right.
Do it.
Image. Oh, hairstyle. Okay, let's check her IG out. Ain't nobody offering you $1.5 million.
That's a goddamn lie.
That's a fucking lie, bro.
But she's not a bad looking woman.
No.
But regardless, right?
First off, ain't nobody offering nobody $1.5 million for nothing, bro. For like, I'm sorry. You know how fire you gotta look for $1.5 million? And no offense, Skip Bayless is an ugly motherfucker, but Skip Bayless can get laid for a lot less than $1.5 million.
And why? Yeah, and why her? It kind of went back to like, is it because he felt like she was unattainable? Again, don't know that he did it. Here's the kicker.
Or is he being facetious?
Or was it like an accumulation?
Right.
Maybe he offered her 10 grand.
Yeah.
And then maybe another time offered her 20, and then she just kind of added it all up.
Also, with the Joy Taylor thing, I wonder too if you're Joy Taylor, and who the fuck knows what happened? But I can think of women in sports are probably so used to being fucking. Women in sports, I think, and in media and all that stuff are so used to probably shit
getting
like
hit
this
on.
happening and getting hit on.
Yes.
That Joy Taylor is probably like, yeah, bro, like it sucks, but it kind of is what it is. Like, nothing happens if you just ignore it and just keep moving. Keep it moving. Like I could see that conversation happening with someone who's like, yeah, man, I don't like it. It's not my favorite, but also. You're not. The system's bigger than you, and it's just gonna fucking gobble you up. Like, just shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? And that doesn't make it right. But I could see that conversation happening with something like that. Like
now,
like you want to be an activist, or you want to have a job at ESPN. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Here's the kicker, bro. How long did she work for Fox? I'll give you one guess.
Okay. So how long was she there?
Yeah, how long was she with Fox?
6 months.
12 years.
Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Thank you. That is the first thing. I go, okay, so were you just putting up with that for the last 6 months? Like, what the fuck happened? And
she sued when she aged out of the system and they stopped offering.
She was wishing she was taking that 1.5.
No longer asking. Also, I heard something now. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't know a lot about the story. But that Joy Taylor was also kind of like, yo, I slept my way through the top here too, or whatever. I
don't know.
I don't know if that's true, but like that, I thought I saw something in the lawsuit where in Joy Taylor's response to her was like, yeah, that's what I had to do. Everybody has like just fucking like do your thing.
Okay.
Which, if it's true, yo, shout out to Fox, because Fox has a very specific like a type. You know what I'm saying? And Joy Taylor is not that specific type. So I'm like, yo, look at him diversifying a little bit. All right. Joy Taylor's not the stereotypical Fox girl.
No, dude, and we all know, right? So it's like all of the sports TV personalities that are women, the vast majority of them are good-looking women. Why is that? Right? It's because sex sells.
People on TV. Yeah,
true, but it's like sex sells, and you have men that mostly watch this.
Yeah,
like
yeah. That, but also, man, I wouldn't even call it pushback. Women also don't want to buy product from women who are ugly. Like I hate that. Like yes, like
okay.
It always gets like oh well, men are
that's
pigs.
A good point,
and
bro.
there's a lot of truth to like of course, like if a man sees like a good looking woman or whatever, like we're more. It's talking about sports anyway. Like we'll be like, yeah, we're more likely to watch. However, if you're buying underwear, you're not buying from an ugly chick. If you're a woman, if you're buying makeup, you don't want to see the ugly lady in the commercial. If you're buying the perception that it's like, oh, it's only happening for guys is bullshit. Women will also tune in to watch sports because they find the guys good looking, or they'll, and again, they'll buy a product because the woman selling it. Like, you can't be an ugly woman and sell product like to other women. Like, it just doesn't happen, man. Like, unless you're selling food, like it's just not gonna fucking happen. Like, if you're selling
what kind of food?
Selling McDonald's, you're allowed to be a little ugly,
right?
But I always hear people like. Be like, oh yeah, because the guys are fucking pigs, and it's like, no, it's because we're all fucking shallow and we're all like catered, and like a woman will sit there and watch UFC with you, not because she gives a fuck about the fights. Like, I'm sure that's some of it, but she's also probably like, oh, a bunch of dudes in shape that are shirtless fucking each other up. I'll watch. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in. Like that's a thing for them too. Like I can see that.
Dude, so here's the thing that got me, man. I go, okay, let's just say all of that shit happened, right? Is Fox responsible for that?
Is Fox responsible for? I guess it would. I guess it would be like, are they fostering a culture that allowed that, or were they aware that that was happening
And did nothing.
Then yeah, but
But then again, when you stay at a place for 12 years, at some point there has to be like, okay, you knew this was going on. You were in like whatever. If Fox was allowing it to go on and you chose to stay there for whatever reason,
right?
It could have been money,
but you accepted it.
But you accepted it at some point, and you stayed there until maybe you couldn't take it anymore,
or the whole victim
not.
thing where they don't feel safe coming out. Like,
yeah, but you don't have to come out. Like, leave. How you be there 12 years?
Yeah. Yeah,
But you
yeah,
cannot fucking stay at a place that long and then complain about it.
I hate it
afterwards.
yeah. Now, do we know why she's no longer there? Because that also plays a big factor. I feel like
I do not know.
If she got laid off, or whatever happened, or maybe there was a situation that happened and then she quit, and now she's bitter or whatever. Like
correct. But then you're coming out with a lawsuit because you're bitter. You know what I'm saying?
Sure,
like
at
some point, I think as I would hope as a judge.
No, but I mean, I guess it was she no longer there because she did complain and then got let go. You know what I mean? Like, did she finally come on and be like, hey man, the last couple years, like my first 8 years here were crazy, but the last like 4, people have been doing this and this and this, and you guys aren't doing shit about
that's
it.
Possible.
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know why she would quit. But to your point, I'm gonna assume you're there for 12 years. Like, you were okay with a lot of this shit, or at least it was good enough for the paycheck.
Yeah,
you're willing to, like, because listen, humans will overlook a lot for money, like we just do, like, and for our livelihood and for comfort and for what was the shit we said it out here a couple weeks ago.
She overlooked 1.5.
And I'm calling bullshit on that. If you sucked that up for 12 years, but you weren't willing to take 1.5 from Skip Bayless ain't got a minute in him. Like, if you're that fine,
yo.
If you think you're that fine,
listen, man, you're the garbage.
She's not.
You're the garbage man for The View, and Whoopi Goldberg says, "I'll give you 1.5 million. Come get this thing."
Yeah, the garbage man is clapping Whoopi's cheeks on sight.
Okay. What if you're somebody that works on the show?
Yeah,
and you make decent money, but not that kind of money.
What's decent? $200K a year, $300K,
$200K,
and Whoopi offers you what,
1.5 mil
for what?
She won it all.
She getting it, bro. You gonna tell me you don't think there's guys?
No, you nigga.
There's a camera
I'm asking
crew?
you. You're the fucking dude.
$1.5 million.
Listen, it said I got Whoopi. What the hell's the other one? Joy. Fucking what's the? Is that her name? Is it Joy like Beheimer or whatever the fuck it is?
Yes.
Any other? Just pick the 3 oldest chicks on there.
Now you turn the shit into a gangbang. Nah, I'm gonna need 1.5.
I need 1.75.
I'm gonna need 1.7.
I need at least 1.55.
1.7. Yo, also, are you giving your best performance for that 1.5? Are you like going in, or are you just doing the bare minimum just to get the money?
No. I gotta go get a blue pill or something, man, and I gotta turn it out.
So you're gonna put it?
I gotta put it in
because you're trying to get another 1.5.
I gotta make it seem like it's worth the 1.5.
And then she gonna offer you another 1.5. What if she put you on retainer?
How often?
1.5 a month.
Ooh. Maybe for 2 months. Then I gotta go.
Then I gotta go. You know there's some dude out there, bro. If I close my eyes, Whoopi look like Joy Taylor. Oh my god.
Is the other chick's name Joy too?
Behar, yeah.
Behar or Beheimer or Behar.
Behar, yeah. I was thinking about it. And then the other one has a name I can never fucking pronounce. No, it's Joy, Whoopi. Fuck.
Let me see.
The Hasselbeck chick, Elizabeth Hasselbeck. Yeah, fuck. That's a rough one, man, because no one on that cast is good looking. Like,
here we go.
One. Elizabeth Hasselbeck, ugh.
Joy Behar.
Joy Behar.
That's the
Ugh.
one.
I'm sure they don't like me either, but yeah, like.
Yeah, I think it's really just. I think it's just her and Whoopi that are like kind of like the older ones.
Yeah, because Elizabeth has who else?
Well, there's Elizabeth on it, but so I'm on Google and it's looking like Sarah Haynes, but it says Rosie O'Donnell too. Is she on it?
Yeah, she is on there. Yeah, Rosie O'Donnell. I think so. Or maybe you're right.
Yeah,
Maybe she
so
left.
like there's like 15 more that is wanting to show.
Yo,
here.
what do you think Donald's number is for Rosie? Donald got to have a number to bang Rosie O'Donnell. You know he hates her. You don't think he's got a number? Like, yo, we'll give you $20 million to bang Rosie O'Donnell. You think Donald Trump would do it?
Why does he hate her? Did she just come out and
I think they used to get along, and then ever since the whole politics shit, like, I think she just came out, and then
everybody loved Donnie T until he went into politics, man.
Yeah, man, he's
then a whole different group of people like him.
Yeah.
That dude, you think about it, man. When he first started doing his before that, when he was just a business guy, the guy was in like every 90s rap song, from New Yorkers anyway.
Yeah, he would be in music videos. Man, he was in Home Alone. He'd be in movies. He'd be like,
that's right. He's in Home Alone.
Like, he
right.
had cameos and all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. Like, listen, politics is the worst shit you could possibly get into. I also think he wasn't like taken seriously. He was just like, it's fucking Donald. Like,
right. Nobody.
Yeah, he was cool. Like, people in New York who grew up there were just kind of like, yeah, that's just.
That's the guy.
Like, that's just the guy. Yeah, he makes fucking casinos and shows up to fights and stuff. Like, he's just,
Yep.
He's a rich dude being rich. That's just how they looked at him. Like, yeah. Oh, man.
All right, man. Fucking, let's talk about this Florida judge.
Dude.
Using the VR.
Have you seen this shit? And of course in fucking Florida.
I saw a little bit, but I forgot what it was. What was the case?
It was a stand your ground case. What do you mean? It's Florida, dog. Of course it was stand your ground, bro. So it was
it's like Trayvon Martin all over again.
It was I mean, it's kind of the type of thing it was, but he Broward County Circuit Court Judge Andrew Siegel, he became the first to use virtual reality technology in a criminal proceeding.
Okay.
And so basically the defense created like a VR scenario where they put the judge in the shoes of the defendant.
They created it based on what?
I guess based on their story of what they say happened, and are trying to give him a perspective of, hey, here's this, here's why he had to do what he did, basically why the defendant had to. And I don't think he killed the person. I think it's aggravated assault. So I don't think the person that he attacked died, but or that he defended himself against, he's alleging, died. Now, so this is back in December. So about a month ago, it was like 3-4 weeks ago, they had to, and he was experiencing basically the event from the defendant's perspective, and they used VR. And so now there's been all this this sort of uproar now because they're like, it's creating an inequality within the justice system because of like this type of, does this sway you? Like unfairly.
It's supposed to fucking sway
and that's the whole point. But then they go, but if you don't have a good enough lawyer that can do something like this or put together like this, does this give you? But to that, I would say, isn't that always the case in every? Yeah. Like, you get a public defendant.
Yeah. Everybody ain't Johnny Cochran.
Yeah, right. You get
or fucking Jose Baez.
You get amazing judges, right? Who will, judges, lawyers. Where you could be on tape committing a fucking crime and we'll get you out.
Yep.
And you get a public defender every once in a while. Like, it's just like,
it's Jose Baez, right?
Jose Baez.
Yeah, the dude that got off
Casey Anthony.
Anthony and Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, didn't he win the appeal for Aaron Hernandez? Or he started to. I don't know if he got it.
Right. Yeah. There's some point
he was trying to get it overturned, but then Aaron Hernandez hung himself. Yeah. Maybe Baez was like, yo, no chance.
Actually, man, Baez. So I've seen the documentary, man, and Baez was like, I was gonna get him off of that, and if they had got me early, he never gets convicted.
Yeah. But you have to say that if you're him now, though, right?
I mean, I guess, but he did get him off on the one, and then he's gonna appeal the other piece.
Yeah.
And then according to the documentary or the I shouldn't say documentary, man. It was it's a made for TV.
There is a documentary now.
There is one.
Yeah.
But I didn't see that. I saw the like the made for TV like miniseries.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And the way that it plays out in there is like Aaron Hernandez. I don't know if he didn't feel like he was gonna win, or maybe there was a possibility that he wasn't going to, and he kind of just like, you know what, like, fuck it, like if I die, like my wife and my kid get like are hooked up.
Yeah, they get the money. I don't spend it on my defense, and so I'm just gonna kill myself. Dan, you would think if you felt confident that this guy was gonna get you off for whatever reason, you would see that through.
Yeah, but so
does this miniseries say he's gay too? Because then you have a documentary talking about him being gay.
So at the time, and that was a deal. So I think that that's kind of the way it appears anyway, is that he also did this to hook up his wife and his kid, but also because he goes, yo, I can't face the fact that people now know that I'm gay.
That I'm gay. Dude, he could have solved this by banging Whoopi for $1.5 million to pay for his legal defense. Dude, that guy was fucked though, man. Right? Like you heard that guy talk, or you hear his stories and that stuff. You're like, clearly something a little off there. And I'm, you know,
dude, a lot of hits, bro.
There's a lot of empathy there too, right? Yeah, hits, upbringing, you know, who he surrounded himself with, all that shit. You know, yeah, man. At a point in time, you're kind of an adult that's responsible for yourself, and you got to remove yourself, you know, from certain situations. But to your point, it's like, yeah, are you thinking clearly when you have that many hits in that? So who knows, man?
And I don't know, man. Like I said, the way that they portray it in the movie, yes, he did have a sort of a tough. His father was really tough on him, and but whatever, man. Like,
yo, let that be a lesson. Yo, Florida ain't been the same since, man. Y'all got to get back to recruiting criminals. Fucking criminals and a pastor, and it was the perfect fucking recipe, bro. That team had
who's the pastor?
All criminal. Tim Tebow. What do you mean? Who's the pastor?
Oh,
fucking Tim Tebow, the greatest fucking like college quarterback of all time, was trash NFL quarterback. Fucking he you just get one guy that keeps them all in check.
Yeah,
and then you had the all criminal team. The fucking that Florida team didn't have like the most amount of like people who did jail time, who got convictions, who were getting charged, who were like, they had to get like a lot of campus security to, you know, like,
and they show that shit in the thing too, where it's just like he like Urban Meyer was constantly like covering for his his guys. Dude, what I forgot, Cam Newton,
bro, stealing,
but then he leaves.
Yeah, because he knew Tebow was gonna start, and he was just like, yeah, I can't. Cam Newton was though jacking shit when he was at Florida and all that. He kind of got benched for it, I guess, or no, not really. He got benched because Tebow kind of emerged as the guy. There was a guy before Tebow, and then Tebow sort of emerged as the guy.
Wasn't it fucking
Cam
Sexy Rexy?
Like, oh no, that's too. Fuck, was it? Damn, maybe it was around that time. I thought that was way after Rex.
I mean, Rex Grossman is that like mid 2000s, like 2005.
Yeah, fuck, maybe you're right. But yeah, dude, the Gators have been the same since. They gotta go back to recruiting fucking just criminals. And then
we got plenty of them here in Florida,
and then just get one kid who keeps it all together a little bit, like reads him a Bible passage, fucking tattoos a Bible passage in his eyeball or whatever the fuck under his eyelid, and then gives a little speech every once in a while, and then they're good, man. I'm convinced Tim Tebow wasn't really left-handed. He just didn't know.
Was he lefty?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, bro, because you can't remember a Tim Tebow throw, because none of them were memorable.
Actually, no.
Other than the fucking jump.
The one that he threw in that playoff game that he won with Denver to the tight end.
Oh, yeah, the tight end who's dead, right?
He passed away?
Wait, fuck, let me not say that because maybe he's not.
Don't say that.
There was a guy from, fuck. No, Demarius Thomas was the tight end.
That's the one.
Yeah.
I remember the D. That's it.
Yeah, that was Demarius Thomas. No,
but dude, going back to your Florida Judge using the VR, did you see the guy in New Orleans?
He did die. Fuck, Demarius Thomas passed away.
Yeah,
my bad, Demarius. Yeah, he passed away. I think he's the guy who had like a seizure, man.
Well, dude, that's the one pass that I remember.
To him, to
him to win that game.
So when they beat the Steelers,
I don't remember who the fuck.
I think it was. I think it's the only reason I remember it. And they went off a kick after that pass, right? Wasn't that the one he caught in the middle of the field?
I thought he caught it on the sideline and ran it up.
Yeah, maybe I'm thinking something.
I could be
else.
wrong.
Okay,
but dude, going back to the VR, the guy that did the whole New Orleans fucking drive the truck through and kill people.
Oh yeah.
Like the recent one.
Yeah.
I guess the day before, maybe a couple of days before, he used those Meta glasses to kind of like stake out the place.
Oh, that's what this guy did at MetaQuest too.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. Yo, what a great advertisement for fucking Meta.
Have you seen have you been to like Best Buy or whatever, man, and seen the glasses look cool, bro.
I've put them on like the headset on before.
No.
I haven't done the glasses.
No, the Meta glasses. They're like Ray-Bans.
Oh, those. No. Like the normal Ray-Bans where you can just record stuff from them.
Yeah, I'm guessing those are Meta glasses, no?
Yeah, but they record. You don't see stuff. Those are you wearing like wearing a camera on your head.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that's the way this thing was. It was like he was on a bike. And he's just riding, and so wherever he looks, that's what's being recorded, bro.
Got you. I'm thinking you're
thinking like the VR joints,
where it lets you visit a location.
You're thinking about like Oculus, like that shit.
That's what I thought.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, because that lets you go visit any city and walk around it and whatever.
Yes.
I thought you meant that, but. I mean, no, your thing might be he records that, goes back, watches the tape, whatever, figures out where he can come in, come out,
But it's weird, man, to watch that shit like while you're watching it. It doesn't look out of the ordinary by any means, but just knowing
what happens,
knowing what happened after, and like this is a guy riding around, fucking like, and of course, like everybody that's in what he recorded in the video, no one knows anything, right? They're just out on fucking Bourbon Street, just chilling.
Yeah,
it's a normal fucking day. Right? It's just like, fuck, man. Like, so that part of it is kind of eerie. When like, yo, this dude was actually staking out to go kill people.
Dude, and that place it's always just packed. Like, I mean,
I've never been, bro.
It's that specific area. I mean, there's just people sleeping on the floor, throwing up everywhere. I mean, it's just
during the day too.
All the time, and there's a
so
one
is
point in
Bourbon
time
Street
where
just like is it just always fucking party like day and night?
Yeah,
really?
It's just debauchery all day and night. It's bars. And at a certain time, dude, I'm talking people are literally sleeping on the sidewalk, throwing up just from shit out because they're day drinking, they're night drinking, and then there's a point in time where they literally, I think twice a day, maybe even they street sweep it. That's how bad it gets. They
like
just
street sweep people. Or the vomit.
Just both, bro. They go through, they kick everybody out. The cops and horses come through, kick everybody out. And it's horses, bro, because you can't drive through there. And then they open this section to let in the street sweeper, the machines, and they clean the street. It smells fucking awful on River Street. It's amazing. I love New Orleans. It's one of my favorite cities in the world, bro. It's amazing, but it's a fuck ton of people at no matter. I've never seen that street empty. And I don't mean like just like, oh, there's like less people here than usual. It's fucking wall to wall, shoulder to shoulder, just flooded with people 24. I'm trying to think of.
Were you there during like an event or no?
No, just normal.
It's just like a random Tuesday.
Okay, here downtown we have that area called Wall Street. Yes. You ever been in that
little area there?
There during like a Friday or Saturday night and how crowded it gets? That's Bourbon Street for blocks. You know what I mean? Like that's what it's like. It's just. And it's usually barricaded off. Like you can't drive. You can't drive through there. Yeah, that's why. And I know they remove it again for certain things. And maybe that's what he was scoping out too. Like, hey, I know at this time they'll take these barricades off. Or who knows, man? But yeah, like if you stay there, the Ubers and stuff even will drop you off at the beginning of the block, and you walk the rest of the way.
Okay.
There's certain points where they can.
How far is it?
It's not. It's a few blocks, but it's not like massive blocks. It's less than a mile. I mean, it's not a very big like area, but
still, that's a pretty good sized stretch.
I mean, maybe it's longer, packed. But the section that's the party section, it's a couple blocks. Yeah, it's not. Maybe it's half a mile of stuff.
No, but that's still a good sized area to be packed on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's fucking, and it may even be less than that, but it's not big. And it's right at the corner of Canal, and I think Canal is normally where they shut it down. So it's like maybe halfway up Canal they shut it down. And then, it's really hard to get there. And I think they only open it for certain things. In fact, again, the cops that patrol it are on horseback. So it's the mounted police officer. So, yeah.
All right, man. What's next, man? Hit me up with the Texas avocados.
Oh, you've seen this fucking story? This lady.
I have not.
Oh, I should say this lady. I don't know if it's a lady. I'm going to assume it's a white lady. But a massive truck.
Guess what race it is?
So police sees. Yeah. We got to have a segment called Guess What Race? So Texas police sees a semi-truck filled with over 34,000 avocados. And when I saw the story, I thought it was like, people were getting creative about like maybe like drug muling or whatever. Or stuffing them with drugs.
Smuggling some shit in.
They stopped it on Interstate 35. It was the Texas law enforcement. And they basically someone had just stolen the semi-truck that or have reported the truck because they took a cargo of refrigerated trailer loaded with just avocados. Like someone stole and loaded it in this truck and took off with it.
Why?
Bro, because it was fucking Taco Tuesday was coming and it was somebody was really wanted some guacamole. I don't know, bro. I didn't see the rest of the shit, but they literally just stole 34,000. So I read the story and I went, oh, what fucking Becky went ham in Texas to steal a shit ton of avocado? Because white people love avocado.
Dude, I don't even like avocados.
Of course you do.
No, but like even like growing up, you know, like my mom used to always be like,
Yo, don't say that out loud. You have Puerto Rican. Don't be the.
I know, man. I don't know what it's about, man. Like now, listen.
Now Puerto Rican put that shit on everything that it don't belong in, though. You're right.
No, but I have, and I've had like a good. You know, we like Puerto Ricans usually have like the big ones. The big avocados.
We use the giant avocados. Yeah.
Is that what it's called? What the fuck are the small joints that are really...
The small ones are the Haas avocados.
Those that are really fucking wrinkly? And you get the big, like the green joints.
Yeah, those are the real ones. The
one,
big green, yeah. And then the white people like the Haas.
Okay.
The ones that they use to make guacamole. Or Taco Tuesday or whatever.
Yes.
That shit, I'm like, that's a lot of fucking avocados. Also, what do you do? Or are you just doing that for kicks and giggles? Like, that's got to be like a funny thing to do.
Or is that just something like, yo, you know when something is sort of free or just available, and then people just fucking take, and when you don't need, you know, like is it that? Like is it like, yo, like here's a fucking truck full of avocados. I don't know what I can do with it, but I can take the truck.
Go take the truck, and ride out this avocado.
And just ride out, and I'm gonna go down to so and so's house, and he always eat avocados. He'll know what to do with it.
Know what to do with it.
Dude, could you imagine getting a call from me, bro? And I go, bro, I got a truck.
What's
and you're like, oh, you bought a truck? No, man, I got a truck. It's full of avocados, bro. I got to dump them somewhere. Would you know somebody?
Would I know somebody?
Who you call? Like,
God damn it, I would make phone calls. I hate that I immediately thought of like 3 people.
Yeah, we all know people that just they just been doing shady shit forever. But that's the one that you're gonna call.
Yeah.
You're gonna go, bro, I got this thing. What do you think?
I thought
and they're gonna have a fucking dude, and they're gonna have an answer.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be like,
there it is. So yeah. 3 people, 2 of them are related to me.
Let me see, man. I think I can think about one.
Yeah. That you would hit up?
Yeah. And I'll never call this nigga.
Your first call was to me.
Only because I think that you know some shady people. I'd be like, let me hit up Juan. He can make some calls. And then I'm going to call this other guy.
It's so funny because I've gotten calls from people like that in the past. Yeah. And I'll be like, why the fuck you call me? Like, I just assume you knew what to do with it. Like, I'm offended. Anyway, hit up this guy.
I'll be like, hold up, let me get your number.
I'll be like, give me a minute. I'm a bad, but we're going to put a pin in that till later.
Don't tell nobody you called me.
Yeah. You didn't get this from me. Oh, fuck, bro. Yeah, that's the weirdest. I be seeing headlines sometimes, and I do that. I'm like, what race is this? And, you know, most of the time it's like brown or black folks. I'm like, oh, it's definitely. And then, you know, like sometimes, like I saw this one, I immediately went, oh, white girl. And it wasn't. It was some fucking Bobby Mexican looking dude or whatever.
I was going to say, man, it's probably a Mexican dude, man.
Yeah.
Just thinking Texas.
Yeah. It's reparations, bro. He's like, oh, you want me back on the other side of the mall? I'm taking your avocado.
They'll never stop the truck. Yeah. They'll know.
I don't know why I thought of Marcelo. I'm drawing a blank on his last name, but he's a kid from SNL. But he has like a stand-up bit where he talks about like he talks about the food, basically, like how white people love Spanish people's food.
Oh yeah,
but we don't like your food. And he goes like, I know this because you guys have Taco Tuesday. We don't have Meatloaf Martes.
Yo, as soon as you said Meatloaf, I was thinking Monday. And then you hit me with the Martes.
the funny the names of fucking days in Spanish are hilarious. There's a I'm trying to think of the name of the movie. There's an animated movie that my kids love, and my daughter cracks me up all the time because she uses a saying from it. But one of the maybe it's the bad guy. Anyway, in it, one of the characters goes, I love, it's not so bad in there. They're talking about like whatever the fucking shelter or whatever they're in. They're like, we have like Spanish. We learn Spanish every Wednesday or some shit like that. He goes like, Merry Coles or whatever. He's trying to say. It's Spanish Merry Coles, but the way he says the fucking Wednesday shit is so hilarious. And my daughter do that shit all the time. And I just fucking die laughing, no matter how many times I've heard it. Like, for some reason, it always just makes it funnier. But fucking avocados, man. That's a lot of avocados. Bro.
Yeah,
did they all go bad? Oh, dude, how many cops do you think just took a case of avocados with them that day, or state troopers? Or
you would imagine, man. Like, I mean, if you want it, right? Or sometimes
you can hold it for evidence, and it just fucking rots.
But here's the shit too, man. I think in that case, I don't even really like avocados like that. I'm taking a case because it's available, and I'm coming home.
That's just how we're built.
And my wife is going, "Why the fuck do you have 50 avocados in the box?" And I'm like, I don't know. We made a stop. If shit was gonna go bad, I figured we could make some guacamole or something, man. Like, I just brought it home. And then you go give it to the rest of your neighbors.
That's because we're enamored with a hookup. Like, we don't
care. Yeah.
We love a hookup. You know, I don't know if your family's like this, or like, I feel like this is definitely like a Latino thing, or maybe it's a Puerto Rican thing. It's like, no matter where you work, everybody wants a hookup. Oh yeah. Like, you could be like, I work for Southwest, and they'll be like, bro, can you get one of them engines? I think I can fit it in my Corolla. I want to take it to the track. And then we'd be mad at you because if you'd be like, bro, I can't get an engine, they'd be like, oh, you too good for us now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Dude, I used to, as a late teenager, like an early adult, teenager into an early adult, I worked at Disney. And I hated working at Disney, not because Disney was a bad place, was because
everybody wanted the hookup.
Everybody wanted it. So it's like, oh, you work there? Can you get me in?
And you had because I had the similar situation. I know you had it. Is when I worked there, you had to be physically there to let people in with your pass.
Yes.
So it was very inconvenient. Like, now, I think they can just give you the pass or send it through email.
Oh, I don't know.
Back then, you had to like go to the gate. You had to walk through with them. And
so luckily, I mean, I worked at one of the parks, right? So I could just kind of walk up from where I worked, let people in. But of course, the rule, right, of employment was you got to stay with your guests. And I never did that, right? Yeah. So, but it was like, so it was the inconvenience of having to come up. But I would do this, man. I would never do that shit on a day that I wasn't working. I would always make sure that I was working, right? Get up there, let them in, walk with them for maybe like 15 minutes, and then haul ass back to work.
Gotta go back to work. Yeah. Yeah, I've definitely done that. There, maybe. Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think because I'm like, man, was I doing that shift?
Don't hold it against me. Dude, we got to talk about these NFL firings, bro.
Yeah, man.
A lot of coach firings. That's what. So this week, Antonio Pierce.
Gerard
Mayo, Doug Peterson. And then, of course, we had like the three like in-season firings. Matt Eberflus, Dennis Allen from New Orleans, and then Robert Saleh from the Jets.
Yeah.
So, dude, something that I saw this week, and being a Bears fan, the Bears wanted to talk to what's his name from the Cowboys.
Oh, Mike McCarthy.
Which the Cowboys said no, which leads that they're gonna
extend him, right?
They're gonna extend him. Yeah. Now, the other thing was that's been kind of like hot on the press lately was that possibly making like some sort of trade, which I didn't even know you can do this.
Yeah, it just rarely happens, but you can. I think that's how Sean Payton ended up in Denver. To be honest,
really?
Yeah, because he retired, so they own the rights to him, though.
Oh, New Orleans did?
Yeah, because he retired under contract. Yeah, I think he was still on their contract. I think if you retired, it sort of puts a pause on whenever your contract was. Yeah. So then if you come out of retirement, that's why the Patriots, I think, got compensation for Tom Brady. No, wait, or did he just ask for a trade? Or was he a free agent? No, he was just a free agent.
Yeah, he was just a free agent.
Yeah, but he retired once. I think it was with Tampa. Maybe I'm thinking of Tampa. He retired and then changed his mind and came back again. But like technically, he wouldn't have been able to go back to another team without, I think, Tampa.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So when you retire, I think your contract pauses, and then
Yep.
that team owns your rights. Yeah.
So here's the thing with that. So they were talking about Mike Tomlin, like
Yeah.
trading to get Mike Tomlin, who's a Pittsburgh Steelers coach. He's been with that team, I think, for 18 years.
Yeah.
For me, my opinion, phenomenal coach. Has won multiple Super Bowls.
Does multiple or did you say the one?
It wasn't just one, bro, right?
I think Tomlin just has one.
No way. The others were
I think Bill Cowher won one. And
Cowher
I think they only
won
have two, right? In the last 20 years. It's
Really?
one with Cowher and one with Mike Tomlin. I'm pretty sure. I think they
Shit, I gotta
made
look
it.
at that.
I mean, maybe I could be wrong. Yeah.
So so even if he won one,
I fucking hate them, so maybe I'm just doing that.
and that's probably true. You're a little biased.
I don't want to remember the rest.
But bro, so they were talking about on some of the sports shows that I heard recently with that they were like that the Steelers fans are growing, impatient, and I'm just like, motherfucker, do you know what it's like to be a Bears fan?
Yeah, you know how many people would gladly take Mike
I'm
Tomlin?
going, yo, like the Pittsburgh Steelers for 20 years now have been contenders. It's like every year, like I don't want to say that they've been great for 20 years, but they've always had decent squads, and they usually make the playoffs. And really, man, as a sports fan, all you want is a chance.
Yeah, and they're probably one of the most well-run organizations in
I would think
all
so.
of sports. I mean, let alone the NFL. In terms of their ownership,
Yeah.
I mean, their ownership is usually, again, very patient with head coaches. I mean, the guy before, Bill Cowher, was there for fucking 20
while,
years
yeah.
and didn't win Super Bowls until his last year or two, right? Like
There was some crazy stat, man. It was like since the 60s, they've had 3 coaches.
yeah. I mean, they
So
believe in the
Chuck
continuity.
Noll, Cowher, and
Tomlin. And so they're very patient. Also, if you're him, you got to know, do you even want that if you're Mike Tomlin? I mean, I guess if you're the Steelers and you get rid of him, you have no choice. But knowing that there's a coaching carousel that most coaches only get a couple of years now, the owners have grown very impatient. The window's very
Right.
short. Like, what you have is an anomaly. No other. I think the Bengals do that as well. They're very patient with head coaches. But I think the Bengals, it comes from a place of being really cheap. They just don't want to pay because they have to pay you out the contract.
They had the one guy there forever.
Oh, fucking
fuck was
Marvin
his name? Marvin Lewis?
Marvin Lewis. He was there for fucking ever, and then he was there atrocious, and then he did get some winning years in there.
Yeah.
But they were way more patient. But I also think it's like once they had him on their contract, they're like, fuck it, we're gonna see it through, and then they just didn't want to pay.
Yeah.
Where a lot of these teams don't give a fuck. They're like, whatever, we'll
Dude.
pay him $50 million.
And I think that the impatience from the organizations comes from guys like Sean Payton, guys like Jim Harbaugh, and guys like who's the guy that coaches the Redskins? The Commanders.
Dan Quinn.
Who come in and within the 1 or 2 year time frame completely turn the organization
Didn't
around.
Quinn take the Atlanta Falcons to a Super Bowl, and then they fired him for a bad year?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, great coach, and then the Atlanta Falcons blow, that Super Bowl.
They blow the
lead,
Super Bowl lead,
and then they
yeah.
have like a bad season, and then they let him go.
Yep.
It's like, oh, it can't be because Matt Ryan's on the decline because he's, it's like he must be a terrible coach. And I think the other part of this is I go, we're not in the locker room or in the building. Maybe they're difficult to work with. Maybe they had lost the
Right.
respect and trust of their colleagues. Or
even the players.
or the players. So maybe there's some of that with some of these, but I think to your point is like. These people who are having success very quickly, it's making it to where a lot of these owners are impatient, and a lot of these fan bases have become impatient because they just look and they go, well, look, the Commanders can do it.
Right.
And, it's like, I think we're in this society now where we're looking for instant gratification, and we don't sort of believe in like the building up of something. And so like, yeah, I think you're right. I think that like a lot of these guys have like almost ruined it for people because they're, the Titans just did this with their GM who they've only had for 2 years. And I don't know whether it's a good or a bad move. What I will say is watching that team, it doesn't feel like it's the GM's fault. It's like, and I also know 2 years isn't enough to put your I guess your mark on a team if you're building
to put your carbon footprint on the team.
Yeah, exactly. Let's go. Because it's too
true,
big of a
bro.
roster. It
Yeah.
takes time to develop players. Like from what I've seen is like his draft picks have been great. Terrible luck in free agency because they've all been hurt, and okay, should he is that his fault? Should he have known these guys were injured? And I don't know. I don't think so. But
No, and to your point, man, when the Bears got Ryan Pace, he made moves initially that I was just like, ugh, what's this guy doing? And then I was just like, you know what, sit back and just watch. And the guy has put together a pretty good fucking roster.
But and let me guess, he did the non-sexy picks first. He was O-line, and people are like, because we're like, why would you pick an O-line guy? And then I go, because that's where fucking football is won. It's won in the trenches, right? Your defensive line and your O-line is where you're gonna win football games. And so like, as a fan base, because you don't buy that guy's jersey, it feels like you're a failure. But 3 years in, and you've drafted 2 O-lines, and maybe you've signed 2 off of free agency that are good, and now you've built this guy where it's like you could put anybody at quarterback. Not anybody, but it's like if you have a great quarterback, it doesn't fucking matter if you can't protect them in the NFL. And so, like, yeah, I always see like the fans booing like in the draft when team takes like an offensive tackle with like the 3rd pick of the draft, and it's like, bro, that guy's gonna have a 15-year career. So it's a great pick from that perspective in terms of what you spend money-wise and all that. And then you go, and you need that guy so that you can take the Caleb Williams, and then you can take, these guys later on and ensure long careers. Like the fucking Colts learned that the hard way. Like you didn't have an O-line for Andrew Luck, and you took Andrew Luck, and you couldn't keep him.
And then he goes, fuck that, I'm retiring.
And he goes fucking retires at like 28 because he's like, bro, I can't take this shit.
Was it even 28, bro?
I don't even know that he was that old. Yeah, he was young, man.
It feels like it was only a couple of years. He probably was 28.
Yeah, I felt like he was getting close to 30. But no, you're probably right. He was young, man. He was in his mid-20s. He was too young to fucking retire because that organization failed him from because they didn't want to do the non-sexy pick, which is like take some offensive tackles to do that. Man, I feel really bad because Antonio Pierce, I feel like 1 year, and he had like a half a year because he took over midseason as an interim coach. So it feels like, and listen, it's hard to feel bad for guys who get they're guaranteed their contracts or whatever, so they're gonna get paid out anyway. However, I think what gets lost in this is a lot of these guys are human beings with lives and kids and whatever, which means you fire them, it means they have to uproot, their entire family and go to another city. And granted, they chose that sort of life for a lot of them, but still, it does suck. I think like as sports fans, we're sort of like numb to like, I want the guy who wins, but there's like a personal element to this that sucks. Where these guys,
we treat it like a video game. We don't care.
We don't care about what these guys are going through. But I do think that like these owners are getting so impatient, and it's unfair because again, I don't know, Antonio Pierce, he may end up being a terrific coach. He may end up being terrible in that, and we know that now. I feel like one season isn't good enough to know that unless there was absolute like dysfunction behind closed doors that we're unaware of. Right. And same thing with Jerome Mayo. I felt like that team was competitive for the most part whenever I'd watch those games.
I thought so too, bro. I mean, they didn't win a lot of
quarterback,
games.
Right, but they were competitive. And I go, did he get fired because he won those games and didn't get secure a top 2-3 pick?
Well, fuck, man. They got to be in the top. They're in the top 10.
Yes, they are. But I think them winning that last game definitely gave the Titans the number 1 pick. Yeah, it hurt them because I think they would have been top 2 or 3 had they not won that game. So I think it dropped them into out of the 5. I think that took them from like 2 to like 6 or 7 or something like that. Like, do you fire him because of that? Like, I can't imagine you would, right?
Is this 1 year or 2 years with him? 1 year, right?
1. He was a rookie head coach. Or do you fire him because you think Vrabel's available and he's like...
That's the shit right there, bro. I go, you have a Patriots guy out there in the wings who's already kind of a proven coach. Yeah. He's probably the best guy available.
Dude, Tennessee Titans hadn't made the playoffs in a decade until Mike Vrabel came along. And then were competitive every year he was there. And even the years where he didn't make the playoffs
with Tannehill, right?
They were competitive with Mariota. He was great, and then eventually made the decision to bench Mariota, and was right. I mean, as much as I love Mariota, like he was like at the time he benched him, and then Tannehill took them on a run where they, then the next year they made I think to the AFC title game. So it was.
Dude, I think the Mariota, whenever he's played, now he's with the Commanders. He's back up with the Commanders. He's played phenomenal whenever they put him in.
Man. I love watching him play. He's one of those guys, man, that I was so heartbroken that he didn't work out because you wanted him to work out so well. Like he's just a nice guy, really good, fun to watch play. Can be frustrating at times, right? From again, had his struggles, reading defenses and throwing where he should and all, but when he was on, man, he was on, man, and then you had to respect the speed, and so like when he had teams like sort of backpedaling, like fuck, am I spying on him? Am I, he was just such a fun watch, man. I never wanted a quarterback to work out so well for that team than Mariota, man, like because also dude, again, hadn't made the playoffs in a decade, and Mariota took them there, and he beat the Chiefs in those first couple of years. You know, like it was, he had done so well, and he was so fun to watch. So it's so cool whenever he plays for other teams.
Yeah,
it's funny you mentioned that. Titans Twitter, it'll be all Titans fans and players, teammates, like
really?
current Titans, just rooting for him and fucking resharing videos and going like, yo, that's our boy. You know, like just I've never seen a player get that much love after they've left somewhere, like unanimously. Like just like whenever he has a great game, it's like you look at the Titans, like all the people who are his teammates, and they're all just fucking going ham on dope. Twitter. Yeah, it's always cool, man.
I saw him on is it Netflix that has that that series, right? It's called QBs or whatever. What it is. It's like him, or at least what I saw. It was the first season. It was him and
Cousins
and Mahomes.
Yeah, it's a great, and then they couldn't get anybody to agree for season 2, so I think they did wide receivers on season 2. I think
that sounds right, actually.
I think they couldn't get a lot of quarterbacks to agree to season 2.
Yeah,
which I was shocked they got Mahomes, to agree to it on that one, and then
good for him, man.
Yeah, and it was cool because I thought they did a really good job of picking three people who were at different parts of their career, right? Mariota was trying to get on a team at that point. Kirk Cousins was joining a new team.
Yep.
And then Mahomes is like, a superstar, so it was like a good perspective of what life was like for the three of them. Yeah, I thought that was cool. I really did like that show. It was like way more than I thought I would like it.
Yeah, no, it was really good.
Yeah.
How we doing on time, bro?
Dude, we're an hour 10, hour 11 actually into this, man. We thought we didn't have anything.
What you want to end with something, man?
Ooh, which is the one that we should?
We got the AI whistleblower.
I don't know if that one's
quantum chip or nuclear battery.
Man, none of those.
Or neither.
None of those feel like a.
None of those feel like an ender.
Ending. Yeah.
Dude, we could just close it off right now, man, and leave that.
I felt like you had maybe we already touched on it.
Let's do it.
You had
the thing with the what I talked to you about New Year's.
Yeah.
All right, let me hit y'all up with this. God damn it. So I'll just normally not normally, but frequently I leave you guys with like a good like a saying, something that I either read or I thought about or whatever. And the what I'm gonna leave y'all with today is, from the day you were born, you've been dying. Act like it. And the reason why I'm saying that, I had an experience, not even an experience, but I had something happen during New Year's, and I was with the family, and I was talking to one of the family members, and there was folks out on the dance floor, and we were having a good time, we were partying, whatever. But I was off the dance floor, and this particular person told me, man, I think I told him, hey man, go dance. And he goes, man, I don't dance. I gotta get some liquid courage. And I looked at him and I go, bro, you're gonna die, and no one here cares. Go dance.
No one here cares you're gonna die.
Oh, that's good.
I hope you use it.
Maybe that's why you went to go dance. No, but it's like really we act like tomorrow is always coming.
Yeah.
And we miss out on some cool or fun opportunities, when in reality it's even the people that are around you, especially if you're around people that you love and people that love you, they just want to see you win, and they want to see you have a good time.
Yeah, they do. And bro, and the other side of that coin is that we're the main character of our own movie, and we assume that we're the main character in everyone else's,
and we're not,
and no one gives a fuck.
Yep.
Yeah, even if you're a goofy dancer that night, they would have said something. No one's talking about that by the time they go home.
That's right.
It would just over. It's not even. And I think we assume we're more important than we are.
Right.
And that we're more prevalent.
Everybody is focusing on us.
And what we don't realize is what we're thinking, everybody's already thinking that about themselves as well. And so we're not, how many times have you seen somebody at a party and you just went, I can't believe that guy was fucking dancing, and then talk shit about it afterwards? Never, bro. Because you were probably fucking too drunk and dancing yourself to even think
either
about
that or if I see somebody dancing crazy, it's just like a in the moment thought of just oh, this motherfucker's crazy.
He's wilding. Yeah.
And then I'm on to something else.
Dude, always have like the opposite reaction. Whenever I see somebody just wilding or lose themselves and dancing, that shit makes me happy. Cause I go, yo, they don't give a fuck right now, and I love when people let go right now, like that. Like dope. I love seeing people let go, and they just like there's like a lot of musical artists that'll do that shit for me. Like Post Malone. You ever see Post Malone perform on stage? Yeah. And he looks like he's doing that shit in his bathroom in the shower, and you're like, bro, you know we can see you, right? And I love that shit, bro. Cause I'm like,
you know they filming you right now.
And he doesn't give a fuck, bro. He's just making goofy faces, and he's just moving his hands. He looks like an autistic kid stimming. And it's the best shit ever. I'm like, bro, I love to watch people let go like that, because you're like, man, you're feeling good. You're in that zone. You're like, I love that shit, man. And so fucking dance. That's right. You're gonna die. Go dance.
So once again, from the day that you were born, you've been dying. So fucking act like it.
Yeah.
And on that, tell them where they can find us.
At the Carbon Football Podcast on IG, the Carbon Football Podcast on Facebook, YouTube, at Carbon FP Pod on X. At Carbon Football Podcast on TikTok, and then all your favorite audio platforms: Apple, Spotify, YouTube Music, Geo7, Ghana, TuneIn, all of them. Podchaser, just find us. Talk to your smart devices, and shout out to you guys for listening every week and putting up with this shit. So
absolutely. And the piece of that story that I didn't finish telling you was after I told him that he danced.
He fucking danced. I thought you were going to say he died. A lot less interesting.
That's next week.
Stay tuned.
So, people, go dance. And we appreciate you guys. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.